Move over here to our Kraken news, and it was just on Monday, last week that we were talking to you, and this game was taking place, and it just feels like a month has passed. Excuse me, since Game 7. I wish it hadn't been, because we'd still be playing games, and we would have been at these games, and just not the case. Game 7, May 15th, Monday at the Dallas Stars. Our Kraken would have their season end in Dallas with a 1-2 loss. Played the game, goaltender Philip Grubauer. Gruby, 24 saves, a 929 save percentage, and a 1.51 goals saved above expected. So this was a tough game. We've got our playoff blue shirts from the Kraken team store. It was a tough one. Any Game 7 is going to be intense. Dallas has a very good team, a lot of good depth. Jake Ottinger is great in between the pipes for them, especially in the playoffs. They've got depth and star power, which is something that not a lot of teams have. And they were just the better team in this one. Seattle wasn't able to get their forecheck going early like they had been. Dallas was the one who had the energy early. They had a 2-goal lead before Seattle would get one late with about 16.7 seconds left. There was a very small window where Jordan Eberle might have had a goal to tie things up in the dying seconds. But ultimately, Seattle just wasn't able to generate enough offensively. That was a big key for them, in the losses, was not generating enough in the high slot. Dallas kept them to a lot of the outside, and trying to force Seattle outside and get them to beat them that way. And Seattle wasn't able to do so. It was a tough loss. Again, this was tight throughout. Gruby did great. Those 2 goals that the Stars were able to get were ones that were capitalizing on Kraken mistakes. Dallas had sent a puck up the ice. Jamie Alexiak was backpedaling, trying to essentially move it back up the ice as he retreated back into his own zone. Took a weird bounce on arrival after Dallas had sent it up through the air. And Roope Hintz, great high energy player, one of the better players in all of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, was right on the spot for Dallas, and he was able to take it in for a breakaway opportunity in a manner like all one fell swoop. So and then the second goal for Dallas. They sent it up the ice. There was no icing. It bounced right off the boards, right to Wyatt Johnson, who was ahead of the Kraken skaters. That's actually forwards who were back there for Seattle, not defensemen. And he was able to send a wicked shot, up Grubauer, his shoulder into the net. So again, this is a good Dallas team. A lot of people didn't expect Seattle to even make it to this spot, let alone make it to the playoffs, but to push and beat the defending champion Stanley Cup Playoffs, defending champion Colorado Avalanche in round 1, 7 games in their building, and then to push the Dallas Stars team to 7 games, nearly beat them, is something to really be proud of. This is a team in its second year, a bunch of guys who are essentially considered misfits, and even adding some quote-unquote misfits this year with a guy like Eeli Tolvanen on waivers. It's only up from here. Seattle's got a lot of bright spots in their prospect pool, and there are guys who are young and just getting better. Matty Beniers is all but the Calder Trophy winner. You've got a bunch of talent. Ty Cartier was a guy who came in and made an impact in this playoff run, and he won the AHL Rookie of the Year for Seattle's AHL affiliate, the Coachella Valley Firebirds. And that Firebirds team is moving on to the Western Conference Finals in the AHL. So in their first year as a franchise in the AHL, as this team's affiliate. So, there's a lot to look forward to. And even below that, in terms of other prospects for this team, and they already have a lot of draft capital in the next few drafts, and especially this draft, which is considered by many as one of the deeper drafts in recent years. So, and you did all of this with this playoff run in the last 32 games of the regular season without Andre Burakovsky. You add Andre Burakovsky to this team for this playoff run, a healthy Andre Burakovsky, who is dealing with a torn groin. We're probably looking at a team that's in the Western Conference Finals right now against the Las Vegas Golden Knights. or if they had him for the last 32 games of the regular season, maybe it's Seattle who's got one of the top spots, top seeds. So I don't know. There's a lot to be happy with this Kraken team. It's tough that it ended this way. Game 7, it's always going to be tough in any sport where they have a game 7, but it was a ton of fun to witness all of this and cover all of this. Kraken exit interviews were also a good amount of fun. A lot of players expressed, how much fun it was to be a part of this team and to be a part of the atmosphere in Seattle throughout the course of the regular season, as well as Stanley Cup playoffs in Seattle. So that sort of thing was nice. We'll have our season recap next week to go over that, but just a ton of fun to have that all take place here and to be able to witness that.